Okay, so I just want to show you who's responsible for poisoning us in hospitals in this country. This is the Parliament of Australia website. You can see this. This woman here shouldn't be in office because she's a woman. She shouldn't be there. We know that they always do stuff up with our health and everything else. This woman is the Assistant Minister for Women, the Assistant Minister for Indigenous Health. I wonder if she acknowledges the Kingdom of Australia native Indigenous people. Not the Aborigine, but the actual other Indigenous people upon this land that created the very country that she's getting money from. Look at her. I mean, she doesn't look like she's having any difficulties in surviving on this land, does she? And yet, she's the Assistant Manager for Health and Aged Care, it says. But before we sort of assume that, we have to actually look down here too. So there's her address, Parliament Office, Electoral Office. She's got 2 electorate offices in Tasmania and 1 in Canberra, Parliamentary Office in Canberra. I mean, how many offices do you need? Her first speech isn't available. We'll see down later she's got where she started. She's been the Assistant Minister for Health and Aged Care from the 13th to the 5th. That means she was in position while I was being poisoned by a military establishment called a hospital in 2025. So, actually she came in after. Who was in there before her? Interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting. That's May. Yeah, I was out by then. So they've had a shuffle around. Okay, they've changed it around because the person who was there is in deep doo-doo. Personal gender, female. Fucking hell. Oh my God, gender. Fucking hell. Anyway, so we're going to go back to this. I just write up here. So, address for, who's the other woman? Let's see. Emma McBride. So we go here, and there she is, that one there, APH, that's the government list of them. Member for Dobell, Assistant Minister, I just wrote the same one, no I didn't. She's another Assistant Minister for Mental Health and Suicide Prevention, Assistant Manager for Rural and Regional Health. She doesn't look like she's suffering any problems either in terms of surviving on our land. She seems to be doing very, very well. Electorate Office, Parliament Office, Mental Health. What are her qualifications? Let's have a little look. Mental Health and Suicide Prevention from the 1st of the 6th, 2022. Oh, she's fucked. That's going to be so much fun in the court. Oh dear, poor you. I feel for you, I really do. Because you were responsible for poisoning a prisoner of war and trafficking. Look at all these qualifications. 75. She thinks she has a right to destroy my ability to have children. A part of a protected people, whilst occupying and administering over our country. So, Bachelor of Pharmacy, Public Sector Management, public health, mental health pharmacist, specialist mental health pharmacist. So she deliberately drugged people for 9 years. Deliberately forced medical procedured people for 9 years. Chief pharmacist at Wyong Hospital, same thing, 8 years. Director volunteer at Wyong Community Bendigo Bank. Oh, she's into banking as well. I wonder what made that change occur. Board member of the Central Coast Heart Netball Premier League. Deputy Director of Pharmacy at Wyong Hospital again. So she's been responsible for forced medical proceduring people for many, many years. She's got a lot of experience in this area, committing these crimes against us. Councillor, Wyong Shire Council, 4 years. Electorate, Dobell. Dobell covers Ravensdale to Erina Heights, the main town. So she's in Tasmania. And her industries are fruit, which is poison, vegetables, which are poison, manufacturing industries, prawning. Prawning's not our food. Fishing, fish is, tourism, and mixed farming. So she's most likely participating in feeding fruit to diabetics and causing diabetes and then drugging them for having diabetes. Because if you remember, fructose is dealt with and causes fatty liver. And then they go and chop out parts. They chop out the gallbladder. If you're not eating enough fat and it doesn't fire for long enough, it'll get very sick and get stones in it. And they cut them out. They butcher you to get the gallbladder out. And then forevermore, you don't digest correctly because your timing is off. Because you are literally designed to eat fatty meat, fatty ruminant meat, especially our lineages of the Anzac type. You've been lied to about nutrition. So this woman's involved in production and industry of that, managing that. And she's also involved, as you saw with her qualifications, with heavily drugging people. That's what specialist mental health pharmacist is. They force medical procedure people and put them out of being able to do anything. So 2006 to 2015, that's a 9-year period of forced medical procedure participation right there, that line there. So yeah, you've got to be able to see what's on the page. Okay, she's got a bachelor in pharmacy, so she knows how to drug people to a point where they can't get up and walk. Okay, public sector management, so she's got a graduate certificate in doing that, and public health. So she's deliberately drugging by forced medical procedure members she believes is the public, and what she doesn't know is she oversaw drugging of a private individual, so, and numerous ones of us. So we're not in your military, we're not in your military, what's her name, Emma, just letting you know, we're not in your military, we're not your privileged, we're not your angelized race that you've got at the bottom of your website, okay? We're not interested in your little games, all right, Emma, just letting you know. You will be going to the High Court, okay? You are responsible, even though you're assistant minister, you're still involved in what's been being done to our people, okay? You are responsible. You're part of the team that's responsible, and you've got all the qualifications. You should know better. okay? Those universities teaching people how to poison by forced medical procedure and how to hold people for 6 fucking weeks because they don't have a home address except a hotel, which they didn't let me go back to, for example. You're done, Miss McBride. So you'll be in the High Court very soon. Let's go back to this search. Let's search up, who else have we got? Rebecca White, Emma McBride. Sam Ray is also listed. So address for Sam Ray. Sam Ray. Honorary Sam Ray. Whoops. Member for Hawke. Minister for Aged Care and Seniors. He's not really in the area that I am. But let's look at the history just in case, because he might have been. So, House of Representatives, standing economics. Or he might be in economics. Social media and Australian society, electoral matters, public accounts and audit. Public accounts and audit served. Ooh, yeah, he could be. He's listed under the health ministers, so he could be involved in terms of those things. He's a bit younger. National, so he's got a BSc forensic, graduate management, business, hospitality. He's worked a little bit in different fields for 3 years. It's not really, for 3 years, and now he's been for 20 years, been in governing, policy advisor, advisor and electorate officer, research and tactics for Victorian Labor, state secretary and campaign director. State secretary, 2016 to 2019. He hasn't done anything in the recent years that can be, or maybe the finance. 2023, yeah, so he's in the committee. Yeah, he could be for the committee. Public accounts. He could, yes, he could be. But not for the period that I'm, 28th of the 7th. Maybe not. Geez, he didn't stay on very long on there. 1 year, less than a year. And what's this one? 20. So, and economics. Yeah, could be that one too. Yeah. Alright, so I don't know. Maybe less involved, but aged care and seniors. We've got a big problem with that. It's not in my case, but And so let's go to Jenny McAllister. Let's see. Jenny I'm trying to... This is funny. Alright. Ow. Oh, I've got a cramp in my hand. Where is she? There she is down there. Because I didn't write senator. So this woman's a senator. Senator responsible for National Disability Insurance. Blah, blah, blah. Parliamentary Service. Climate Change and Energy Management. Cities Disability Insurance Scheme. Well, I didn't use that, so maybe this. Minister for Cities, probably caused some destruction over my land of nativity. I didn't see a lot, but I don't know. This one's far more obscure, and I don't think, Shadow Minister, but that's 2018 to 2019. Unless she made changes at the time, which probably she did. They're going to have all this stuff that's hidden because they did it back in such and such a time and never changed it and all of this. So, yeah. Advisor to the Minister for Environment, public servant. Oh my God, they're all supposed to be public servants, but she's not qualified, and she also, what's ACOM? Anyway, yeah, so 2022, they're not, some of it's a little bit the time. Minister for Communities, Shadow Assistant Minister for Communities and Prevention of Family Violence. So why do we have a minister and a shadow minister instead of all representatives of our own people? Well, you already know that there has to be an option because it's a corporate entity. So there has to be options to vote on the people heading the corporation that everyone's in citizenship to. Or not everyone, I'm not, but some are. So yeah, she's not as relevant, although she is listed in the health minister. So I don't know the search. So let's look at Mark Butler. All these people were given my email that I sent out. I sent out the same message to all of them. Let's put honorary because it's a popular name. We'll have to do that because it's a popular name. So there's too many of him. You can contact him there. And we're going to go here. So looks like a astute sort of a man. Minister for Disability, Minister for Health and Aging. I got you, Mark. Alright, so he's relevant. See the dates. There's his 2 officers. They always have more than one. They have where they are, plus the one in the Canberra. Oh, my hand is really hurting. Holy crap. Okay. So, biography. He's been around the block a little bit. South Australia. Okay, he got re-elected in 2022 and 2025. Parliament Secretary for Health, Mental Health and Aging. So 1 year there, 3 years there. Assisting the Prime Minister on mental health reform for 2 years. Social Inclusion, Cabinet Minister, Minister for Housing and Homeless. Oh, really? Interesting. Minister for Climate Change, Environment, Heritage and Water. See, they're not specialised in an area. They go around to different things because they literally are only business and lawyer types. They are not representatives of us. So this is why this is all financial and law type management. It's got nothing to do with representing us and what we need and want. That's why you get all these ridiculous acts that they put out and regulations and this and this and this. So many of them. Look at all the tax things here, recent divisions. All the tax. Because you owe a debt to something. And people who say, oh, I'm free of debt and use AUD. No, you're using debt. Minister for Health and Aging, Minister for Disability and National Disability Insurance. House of Representatives, Standing Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Joint Standing, Public Works served as Chair, Australian Labor Party, Shadow Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Water, Shadow Cabinet Minister, Shadow Minister for Climate Change. What the fuck is he doing in disability and health if all he's ever done is fucking climate change and environment? And then he's suddenly in health and aging. What the fuck? See, this is the interesting thing. They don't have any specializations in these areas. The clinical woman that I just showed you did. But this one, he's just a fucking full-out businessman with no specializations except for law and business operation. Okay, so health and aging, that's previous party positions. Delegate to the Australian Labor Party, member. God, they just, yeah, all law. Law there, law, that's law. That's a jurist. So he's got a really good law degree. So that's why he's there. He's a lawyer. He's a full-blown lawyer. And he's just working on law, not giving a shit about the reality of the people, and he does not represent us, unfortunately. He's just a lawyer. So, or a law guy. So that's his area. And he's got 2 publications. It would be interesting to read at least the first one. The second one is completely irrelevant. He's just bullshitting if he says there's any problem with it. But Climate Wars, it sounds like an interesting read. Advance Australia, the Politics of Aging. That's the only thing he's done in those terms for health. But yeah, interesting. So he's the Minister for Disability and for Health and Aging. So he's responsible for the hospital to some degree. Right, so I don't know who the other ministers are. I've got a lot more to look into. And I've got another minister. I was given the member for housing or something in Victoria. So I'm going to do the housing one. I'll do that in another video. These are supposed to be the health. These are supposed to be the ministers for health. That's what the search was about. So those 5 names that I've gone through, I think I went through them all. They are listed as the Minister for Health. So interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So one is very well adept at poisoning people by forced lethal injections and forced medical procedures. And yeah, so alright, that's my little video, and it's actually a good length. I'll do a different one. Have a good day.